Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Week 2 Yukon Nintendo Club Pokemon Draft League recap. This time we have Gabe versus Tony from the Silver Division, and also Ken's here.
Hello.
Hello. Wow. Why did we pick this game, Ken? Why don't you walk the people through our decision-making process?
It was a nice game. The wheel gimmicks didn't get too much in the way of what the team brought.
Yeah.
And a lot of interesting item choices from both sides.
There's some very interesting set choices, too. I would certainly argue that the wheel very strongly influenced particularly one of Gabe's sets, as we'll see.
Yep.
We also picked it because there was 2 silver games that had been done. And the other one was way longer. So do your games, I guess. I guess what I'm saying is everyone's a genre except for me. The universal slogan of the Yukon Nintendo Club Draft League. So I guess we'll get right into this one then.
Yep.
All right. So we see the leads come out. What do we got? We got Blastoise, fine lead. And we got Appleton. Oh, no, wait, Bronzong. I saw green and I was like, that's Appleton, right? No, we got Bronzong. Blastoise comes out strong with a Dark Pulse. Good way
That
to...
does a lot.
It does. I feel like that's... I can't tell if that's a lot or a little. I feel like, yeah, because Blastoise isn't that strong, the regular one. It really isn't.
Yeah.
So it is a lot when you consider that its special attack isn't the highest and how bulky Bronzong is. The Agua Berry comes out. A good choice. I guess we weren't clear on the wheel theme. The wheel for this week is you have to hold 5 of the same item, and then somebody can have a different item, and a couple items are banned, like the big ones, heavy-duty boots, leftovers, citrus berry. But any other item, you just have to have 5 of them, and then the last Pokemon is a different one. And then the mini wheel this week was the option you had to hold all berries, which certainly favors something like Appleton, who can run like Ripen or something. So anyway, Appleton comes out, Bronzong leaves. Appleton's a fine answer. Blastoise switches out, doesn't Ice Beam, probably afraid of the Trick Room, right? Getting hit with an Apple Acid, so that makes sense. Let's see, Cabolion's taking the Apple Acids. Not really much trouble so far, just because it has high defense. What we see come out here from Cobolion that's absolutely insane is Focus Blast. Just really nice damage hitting the Focus Blast. I don't know what is Cobolion's special attack at? It's not high, right? It's like 70 or something, or is it like 90? I think it's split down the middle. But it's pretty insane to run special Cobolion. You never really see that. You'll see it with Volt Switch a lot, but you never really see dedicated special Cobolion, so that was really cool to see.
I've run special Cobalion like once or twice, and I think physical is just far superior.
Yeah.
But offensive, it is 90-90 split down the middle.
Now this turns insane. This crit on that does a lot to Primarina, and this is where I said myself, I'm not even going to count it as a spoiler, I was like, I think I know what Gabe's doing. I think Gabe's all specs here, because he didn't switch to Ice Beam with the Blastoise. I mean, not that he should have necessarily, but like, and then we see that Focus Blast do that much to Primarina. Like, I get it's a crit, but like, that's resisted special attack, like Primarina's high special defense. It should not do that much. We see the Indeedee come out, getting some nice damage with Energy Ball. Primarina healing back up.
When Focus Blast crit does the same amount as super effective Energy Ball.
It's fucking insane. That's when you know the specs is... That doesn't seem right either. What the hell is going on? Is the Indeedee the one with a different item? I don't know. What the hell is going on, Ken? I think we know it's a different item. It's not Indeedee.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that. So Golisopod comes out. This is where Tony learns a fun lesson called everything changed in Gen 7 that a lot of people did. Because Priority, you used to be able to spam it all the time, and now you can't do that anymore because of things like Psychic Terrain and Indeedee. So the first impression... Yeah, the first impression just fails because of Psychic Terrain, gets punished hard, forced to switch out. Primarina comes in. I think it is marked for death by an Energy Ball. Indeedee really cleaning house over here, despite being the less sweeper-oriented of the two.
It is housekeeping.
It's true. It's doing it. So, I mean, Tony does have Skuntank, right? A very appealing answer to Indeedee, and I think he's wise to bring it in here. Now, what Tony does here that I don't love, though, is Play Rough. And I get bringing Play Rough. I don't know why. I'm sure Gabe has something that's weak to Fairy. But there's nothing that's weak to Fairy here, so there's no reason to use Play Rough there. There really is no reason.
This is why you bring Pursuit, kids.
Okay. Maybe, I guess you don't want to crunch the Cobolion, because it has Justified, and it might live, but it's low enough where a crunch might take it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
I don't think Cobalion is living that.
Oh, yeah, and you know what else? You know it's a special Cobalion, so who cares about Justified? So just go for crunch.
especially after rocks as well.
So I kind of get that with the Gaballion, but I still don't think it was necessary. I would still call that a weird choice. We're falling behind here on a lot of these stuff, but that's fine. It's kind of self-explanatory because Gabe's team is really just use special attacks, and that's what the team is. So he's going to keep doing that. So we're commenting more on Tony's play because Gabe has really the one thing. I guess he sacked Indeedee there. Not a bad decision, and it's a good switch in too because you get the Psychic Terrain for Alakazam, who comes out ready to wreak some havoc. But Tony does love the Skuntank, which is a fine answer, as we will see. What do you think, Ken? What do you think of this?
I don't think Skuntank can take 2 Dazzling Gleams.
I think it can.
Has it.
Oh, it can. Because it's poison.
And it's coming off of Mega Zam though.
It's true, but Dazzling Gleam's not strong is the problem. It's just 80
yeah.
I get what you're saying though. Like you have to invest your Skuntank to make that work, and I'd imagine he did, seeing Indeedee and Alakazam, but who knows? We get the crunch there, which is nice. It's a shame though, right? Because if you got the crunch earlier, that Nidoking would be dead. But at least he got it right this time. A good crunch there, good damage on Nidoking. We see Blastoise come out. Mamoswine comes in. Let's see, Mamoswine comes out again. Sack for Golisopod. I guess that makes sense, right? You don't want to keep your Mamoswine out against Blastoise, I don't think. Get a flip turn.
Blastoise go for the momentum.
We get a nice berry. That puts Golisopod back into emergency exit range, which isn't the end of the world or anything. Pivoting can be nice even when it's awkward like this. We see Gaballion come out. Psychic Terrain's about to run up, so maybe he'll go for an Aqua Jet. Maybe a first impression. Well, I know what happens, but yeah, we see the first impression come out and just barely hangs on. Not super surprising, right? I think that's like a coin flip or something looking at the calc because Gaballion is a 4 times resist with high defense. So, but I think that was a coin flip. Like I think there was a chance to kill.
I think should have brought Aqua Jet.
Aqua Jet would have been nice. Would have been appreciated. Yeah. What other moves did it have? For Liquidation? Yeah, you probably could have fit that on there. I get not wanting to have 2 priority moves against Psychic Terrain, but Tony also didn't know Psychic Terrain did that, so I don't really know how to criticize. He didn't know that Psychic Terrain did that. We see the switcheroo, a very nice bring from Gabe, kind of letting him like not be forced to be Specs all the time, and putting that on Mamoswine. I mean, you're going to get fucked up here like Gabe does, but at least he gave Mamoswine a useless item, which is kind of nice, because Mamoswine's not going to use a special attack ever. Most part. Maybe a Freeze Dry, but he's not going to have that here.
The tech Freeze Dry Mamo.
Yeah, that's for like 3 Pokemon. It's like Gyarados, Rotom-Wash. Like, it's not a long list that you're going to run that for. We see Blastoise come up. Blastoise in a very dominant position at this point, right? Nothing can really stop it. Maybe Appleton can absorb this water move, but it goes for the ice move very smartly. Very, very wise move from Gabe. Nice read. He's still locked into Ice Beam. Skuntank might be able to do something. He's locked into Ice Beam, right? So Mamoswine's actually okay here. And that's what we see come out is the Mamoswine from Tony.
I would have switched here.
You would have switched Blastoise out? Yeah, I can see that. Gabe can really rest on his laurels, and Tony makes a sour play there with the Icicle Crash. No reason to do that. Earthquake hits everything here fine. I guess because you're locking yourself in, but why wouldn't you lock yourself into Earthquake? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's no immunity.
There's no. Yep, which is too bad. Just some heat of the moments things though. It can happen.
Yeah.
And Tony's done a good job of leveling off the differential a good bit, but as we see here, this may be the end because Mamoswine gets scalded through and through. I think he was wise to not switch in Skuntank there. That may have been a waste of his time.
Yeah.
Unless Mamoswine had Ice Shard, maybe it could have cleaned up against... Oh, no, Zam's too healthy for Ice Shard to really do anything. So fair enough. Yeah, it probably made sense to just save Skuntank. Try to get the differential down as much as possible before the game ends. We see the Moringa Berry, which is a cool bring. I like Moringa Berry. It's kind of like a worse Assault Vest usually, but when you can't run Assault Vest with the berry modifier, it makes sense. And at the very least... Go ahead.
Torrent range.
Torrent is funny. Torrent is funny. And that's the game. Yeah, so that... Nidoking was low, and this is why I said almost save Mamoswine, because that's Ice Shardable range. But that Mega Alakazam is at a range where Ice Shard had no chance of taking it out.
Honestly, if it wasn't for Torrent, I think if that Skuntank had Sucker Punch, that might have been game.
Oh, sure. You know what? I hadn't even thought about that. That's a great point. That's a fantastic point. Yeah, so that's why we love Torrent. That game, it doesn't even look that close, but you're right. When you think about it, it was a pretty... And I should say it was an even game. It was like close 3. Yeah. It was like a solid loss in terms of defending yourself. But it's even closer than that, really, if you consider that factor. Yeah, I thought it was a good game. I thought it was very interesting, the different choices. Tony leaning to the berries and at least getting himself some better differential points for the loss, and just trying to do. And I think again, berries were pretty good for his team because Glycipod and Appleton both love berries. They really help them do what they need to do. And Gabe leaning into the choice specs was an interesting call and very wise for his team because he's got so many good special attackers, and making Gabulion work for it, I thought was interesting. What do you think about all that?
I do. This team does appreciate. It's a very special heavy team, so it does appreciate just being able to not have to worry about what item choices and just run a bunch of specs and just dominate.
Definitely.
And
It was a good bring.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know, a lot of the berry. I don't see too many of the people running berry. Berry seems like an unfavorable matchup if you're running for it this week. You have to hope your opponent is bringing berry.
This is a terrible week for it. Yeah, because having 5 of the same berry isn't rough. Citrus is banned too. If people did it, they mostly did the Aguav type berries, which makes sense because if you just make the Nature's lineup, it's basically just a worse Citrus, so it works. Some people got creative with it and ran different berries. I believe Declan did star berries. They didn't really help him, but he ran them. So yeah, it was an interesting choice. I myself was thinking of doing all the mini wheels, but I saw that we got berries this week, and I was just kind of like, it gets in the way too much of what I wanted to do. Like, and the more fun items aren't always berries.
I didn't want to run berries because I wanted to run Mega Altaria. So.
Yep, that too. Yeah, the megas had to be buried. So yeah, that was something. Yeah, no, it was a solid game. It was and compared to the first week, this is a nice palate cleanser of being relatively normal. Like, you're forced to run a lot of the same item, but this is a pretty normal form as far as we go compared to last week where it's like Dynamax, Evasion, Moody defining every game.
Yep.
That was funny. Baton Pass. I don't think anybody really did Baton Pass, but I think somebody did it, but it didn't really work that well.
I think someone Baton passed Evasion.
Yeah, or somebody.
Right,
Ron. Yep. So yeah, that was big. Yep, and Jirachi did the Baton Pass to Gyarados, which was some kills. But yeah, it was a good one. And I guess we'll cut it off there since we're going to try to see if we can do a gold recap. All right, so catch you guys for the next one. Take care.
See yas.